So now we come to the part of our program where we're going to acknowledge and pay homage to those who deserve to be acknowledged. This year we chose that we select employees of the city of Paterson. We have some wonderful community members who are continuously making a great impact on our community. We wanted to make sure we take an opportunity to acknowledge some of those people who may not, who often go without being acknowledged, who are doing a tremendous job, who are on their grind, keeping our city running. So we're not going to waste more time. We'll get right into it. If you have a program, we're going to move around a little bit, only because our councilman of the 6th Ward has to return back to work. We don't want him putting in any comp time. We don't want to have any discrepancies over there. So I'm going to bring to the podium our councilman of the 6th Ward. Please give him a round of applause, Councilman Ala Abdelaziz.
We'll be very. Thank you, Council Vice President. I want to thank the committee, Ruby Kine, Councilwoman Louisa Mims, and our guest speaker who had to leave. Councilman, I want to be a member of Christ's Temple, but I'm Muslim, so I don't know. He really got me going. Don't tell the imam I said that. So I don't know. He inspired me, right? That's. Can I get an amen or no? Hey, there we go. All right. So the committee, standing on giant shoulders is a great theme because going back to our imam, I feel I stand on their shoulders. And African American History Month allows us to celebrate. And my imam always says in his sermon, the African American struggle is our struggle. The African American success is our success. When Dr. Martin Luther King walked the streets, he didn't just fight for African American rights, he fought for our rights also. They paved the road for all of us. And this month, and Councilwoman Mims said it perfectly clear, not just this month, the entire year, we need to understand the real people that paved the path for everyone. So I'm glad to participate in this. I'm sorry to the honorees, congratulations. I'm sorry I have to head out back to work, but duty calls, and my wife knows that's where it pays the mortgage, so I have to make sure I get back to work. So today it's my honor to honor Gwendolyn Bynum Schultz, a proud Patersonian, a proud employee of our city, of the DPW for the past 13 years. She's lived in the great city of Paterson for 45 years. Her husband works for our city, so that is a true Patersonian. She's a proud resident of the great ward of the 6th Ward, so let's give her a round of applause. She attended John F. Kennedy High School. She is a member of the Paterson branch of the NAACP. And when you ask her colleagues about her, they'll tell her about the beautiful heart and the passion and compassion she has for the work that she does. I'm glad to be her councilman, but I'm also glad to now be, hopefully, a friend to you. I grew up on your block. So now, anytime you need anything, please, congratulations. And this is from the city council in our city. Also, there's a joint legislative resolution from our 35th legislative team. Congratulations, Gwen.
Thank you. Wow.
Let's give her. Oh, we got a picture up there.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Yay. I want to say thank you to the mayor, the city clerk and council for receiving this Daisy Bates Award. I also want to thank my husband for being on my side, Charles D. William Schultz, my family. My family, when I got the call, I thought it was a crank call. I was like, what? I was driving. I said, let me pull over and get the straight of this. but I'm so proud to get this award. I want to thank DPW, and I also want to thank the directors. Without them, my job couldn't get done, and the tools they gave me to work with, and all the departments in the city of Paterson. We got to work together in order to get my job. I just didn't get this by myself. We all got this together. And I just want to thank you guys. Thank you.
Councilman Abdulaziz has just been trying to become a member of the First Ward for so long. I'm sure you can come to service, Councilman. We won't say anything. Moving right along, we're going to bring our honorable mayor to the podium so he can bring forward his honoree as well. Please give a round of applause for our mayor.
And everyone is invited to Councilman Abdulaziz's baptism at Christ Temple this Sunday. He was really moved. That's what you will call conversion. My fellow Patersonians, the next honoree is the epitome of humility. Dean, I have honored many people during my career in public office, and they've done backflips when I've told them I was going to honor them. They've done cartwheels. They couldn't contain their enthusiasm. When I told our honoree I was honoring him, he just shrugged his shoulders and he said, all I do is come to work. I don't need to be recognized. This young man came to us from Haiti in 1995, and when he arrived, he enrolled in the Passaic County Community College in an English as a second language program. Well, today, not only does he speak English, but he speaks 4 languages. He speaks Spanish, he speaks French, he speaks Creole, and of course, English. For an extended period of time, he worked at Chili's restaurant from 1998 to 2013, and within 2 years, he became a chef at the restaurant. And then he went to Passaic County Technical Institute to refine his culinary skills. And after 7 years of living in Paterson, he realized the American dream and bought a home in our city. In 2015, he was hired in the Department of Public Works in maintenance. And soon after, he furthered his education. He got various licenses so they could diversify his portfolio and become even more valuable to our community. He is married to Evangelina, and they have 3 children, Stephen, Stephanie, and Abigail. But guess what? A few days ago, they welcomed their 4th, Isabel. This is the epitome of humility. So Fritzner, we call you Mr. Clean, because cleanliness is next to godliness. And as Dr. King said, everyone can be great because everyone can serve. And here's a young man who proudly serves our city with great distinction. I present to you Fritzner Origin, the recipient of the Bon Gaston Hunsu Award. Let's give him another round of applause. Cornelius, you want a picture first? Okay. Another round of applause for Fritzner. In all 4 languages, Fritzner. Go ahead.
We're not gonna get French today. Good evening. I'm very, very, very happy to be here today. I come from a country that everybody forget about it. Haiti, if we have to celebrate Black Story, Haiti should be part of the Black Story. because Haitian people fight for this country. I'm gonna ask you a favor. You're gonna put your hand together for our Mayor Andre Sai, who bring me here today, not as a city worker, but as a Haitian from Haiti who get first independence from Caribbean. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. We cannot forget about Jean-Jacques Dessalines. I don't know if you guys read your story. To make it short, maybe the conclusion will be an introduction. My wife is in the hospital. I have to go pick up my daughter. And my family are not here today. My family from home not here today. But I have family from work are here today. Some of people who every morning call me, Fritz, where are you? Some of people who bring me a cup of coffee. I will never forget about you guys. And like you said, I will never forget today. I will never forget today. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, thank you.
Ça passe. We never can forget the fight and the struggle that our Haitian brothers has demonstrated. The only black country that raised up in revolution and fought against power to win its freedom. So we take our hat off to you again, brother. At the moment, I'd like to bring up the Honorable Councilman of the 2nd Ward, Shaheen Khalid. Please help me give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Councilman Jackson. My dear respected elders, brothers, sisters, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. May the peace be upon you. My honoree for today is Sabrina Robinson Curry. Come on up, Miss Curry. Let me briefly tell you about her input and thank you. Sabrina Curry currently serves as the administrative secretary for the city of Paterson, where she assists me and our councilman at large, Flavio Rivera. In addition to offering support for the entire municipal council for city of Paterson. Outside of her professional life, Mrs. Robinson Curry has been preaching since age of 23, when she was ordained as an evangelistic by the late Bishop E. Robinson of Good Shepherd Holiness Pentecostal Church in Brooklyn, New York. Mrs. Robinson is an active member of a Church of Jesus Christ Apostolic of Passaic, where the pastor is Bishop B.C. Herbert, Ph.D. She is an associate minister. She is an integral part of executive leadership team. Ms. Robinson Curry also served as the director of Christian education. Mrs. Robinson Curry lives in Paterson. Her husband of 25 years, Elder Pernell Curry, and their 3 children, Christopher, Crystal, and Christina. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Municipal Council of City of Paterson, that Sabrina Robinson Curry is now recognized as a 2019 Black History Month honoree to receive Sojourner Truth Award as an inspiration to the community at large. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. I do greet you and good afternoon to our mayor, certainly to the entire council, and especially to Councilman Kalik. I'd like to say thank you very much for this honor, which also came to me as a surprise, as it did to one of the other honorees. I thought it was a prank. And I thought to myself very quickly, I said, isn't there someone else? Can't we think of just another person? Are you sure? And I say that because I too stand on the shoulders of many others. And I also stand on the shoulders of many of the employees who have been here for years and giving their time, their energy, and their effort. And I shared that with someone, and they immediately said, you know what? Go with it. Because sometimes we don't see certain things in ourselves where others do see it in us. And you take the blessing and you run with it. And so I am ever so thankful. I also want to say that I sometimes, a part of what you didn't see in the resolution, and when they asked me for a bio, I said, oh boy, what do I even tell? And I say to God be the glory for all that he has done for me in my life. When I graduated from high school, I received a full scholarship to UCLA. And as it turns out, I didn't get an opportunity to go because my mother took ill and I had to stay behind to care for younger siblings. And after that, I said, well, what will I do? What will become of my education? I was already impoverished and living a very difficult life. And I remember my grandfather saying, just put one foot in front of the other and just trust God. And he did that. And fast forward, I wound up in a hedge fund where I became the vice president of information technology. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn, I'm saying that to encourage somebody, because I don't have a master's degree, I don't have a bachelor's degree, and I'm 6 credits from an associate's degree today. But that's because of the journey that God have taken me on, and it is this day that I'm preparing for a project management certification. And you can do it if you really want to. And know that you're not doing it on your own. I so enjoyed the preacher who came up. Boy, I feel ready, more ready than I've ever been. And I hope you too, because it's not just about us as individuals, but it's about us collectively. Remember that. And so thank you very much to each and every one of you. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Congratulations again. We thank you guys for being patient with us, with our program. Not to worry. We provided lunch. It's a fantastic restaurant. I'm looking forward to trying this cuisine myself. I hear great things about it, though. I don't know. But Mr. G's, yeah, that's a great place. So don't worry, you'll be fed well. Without further ado, I'm going to bring the dean of the council back to the podium to bring forward both his honoree and a special council-wide honoree. If you help me, please give him a round of applause.
All right, thank you so much. Great preaching today. I went to a Black History Month and church broke out. Amen, amen. We have been praying for and recognizing those who serve in the military at every single council meeting that we have. And today we thought it not robbery to recognize and pay tribute and honor to a member of the military service that has been deployed in many places and most recently will be redeployed to Africa to fight for our protection and our rights even here as the United States, that we can live and be free. This young man exemplifies the best of us, what W. Du Bois talks about as a talented 10th, and also representative in the same spirit of the Tuskegee Airmen. These were black military men that was pilots and flying in the war, and initially nobody wanted to fly with them. But they have these planes with the red tail that distinguish them in their service, and after a while, folk begin to realize that every bomber that they escort came back home. And that's the job. So after a while, everybody wants them to escort them, not because they were black, but because they were qualified, because they were talented, because they did the job. That is our history. That is our commitment. That is what we do. So today, I'd like to bring up Special Kevon O'Neill Anglin, who is a member of the Paterson community in the finest tradition of black folk fighting in every war to protect and to establish these United States. He's set to be deployed in a few days to the motherland, to Africa, to continue that same defense. And we're here, my brother, to encourage you and to say you have our prayers, you have our blessings, and you have our support. And we honor you in our gratitude for your service and for your commitment to these United States. On behalf of the Municipal Council of the City of Paterson, our mayor and council members, I'd like to present to you the citation and in recognition and honor of your service to our country, and we thank you. In fact, we salute you. Can everybody join in with this one?
Yes.
We want to take a picture. The bishop told us that we ought to do it collectively. Hold up.
Yep.
We're going to take that picture today, Cornelius. Oh, I thought you meant tomorrow, but.
Poor Cornelius.
All right. G, you got your shot? You only need one? All right. I should have known. I should have known. My apologies, my brother. We want to move this process along. We have, my honoree is none other than the village minister of defense, Bilal Hakeem, who is being honored today in the tradition and the name of Marcus Messiah Garvey. And he has a long and outstanding list of services. He's president emeritus of the Underground Railroad Coalition, who has successfully sought for the historical status of the Antoon Corner and the acceptance of the Historical Preservation Award from our former Governor Christine Todd Whitman. And for those efforts tonight, to this evening, we'd like to recognize our brother and honor him. I ask you to stand and salute with me, none other than our own, Bilal Hakeem. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Yes, yes.
You don't have a lot of time, but I want to first thank Almighty God, the owner of our souls, the one who caused us to wake up and gave us our humanity, despite the artificial definitions that they have put on us by worldly definitions, black, white, etc. These are artificial terms. It is our humanity that ties us together. I'm thankful for receiving the Marcus Garvey award, and like everyone else, Garvey is a great hero of mine. I call him the Great Garvey, the Great Garvey. And hearing that, one of my teachers was actually a student of Marcus Garvey. Carlos Cook, our organization, Elan Bay Brath, was the student of Carlos Cook, coming in the tradition of Marcus Garvey. But I want to just say this here as we move the program on, is that there's no doubt, the truth touches your soul. And that preacher that was here, what was that preacher's name? Bishop Williams. He was fired up. And I tell you, he took a lot of what I had to say to y'all. So I hope he stays the course. And I hope that we were paying attention to everything that he was saying. So I just leave by saying this here, that there is no individual achievement, there's always the collective, and everyone will continue to ring that. And I say I accept this here award on behalf of the mothers of the mosque that I grew up in, Sister Wahida and those sisters. And it took me a struggle to get here today because I really wasn't feeling well, and I'm sorry I missed the flag raising. I didn't want to get here. The mothers of these churches, the teachers, and let me just say this here, Miss Daniels, Miss Carter, Miss Ethel Williams, Miss Alberta Rowe. There was a time when the teacher just walked to the school. We didn't have many days off. So Mr. Hubbard, Mr. Owens, Kamal Kelfani, the NAACP, the National, Chief Moody, Mother Talafarro, Anna Talafarro, who was an educational advocate, for my auntie, for my mother, my father. It is always collective. And with that being said, I'm going to walk from this podium by leaving this last piece with you. As he said, and that is the preacher, said that it's not individually. When something happens, it affects the collective mind of people. So I would be missed in my duty as the councilman announced me as the minister of defense in the community, to say that our collective senses have been confounded by what we have been experiencing during the month of January with the passing of Jameek Lowry. And believe me, to speak grammatically correct, you must have verb and subject agreement. And some people think that, well, this is not for the form. It is always the proper form to raise the message of truth. So we have those questions, and our collective senses just want rest. We're not pointing at this time, but I wanted to put that on your mind. I would be remiss in my duty and representing Marcus Mosiah or Garvey. Peace be unto you in the mercy of God and his blessing. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Brother Bilal. Next is our councilman, our lovely councilman of the 4th Ward, Councilwoman Ruby Cotter.
Thank you, Councilman Jackson. I just want to say that I am just so happy for the honoree that I've chosen for our Black History Month program. Our theme is standing on the shoulders for us to get where we have gotten. And as the Reverend has said, it's the women who did a lot of the work. There were women, and my ancestors sometimes didn't eat at night, sometimes didn't sleep at night, taking care of sick children, sick parents. But you know, we must say, we appreciate those women that I say I have stood on their shoulders for me to get to where I'm at, because I wouldn't have gotten here without them. And I want to bring up my honoree, and I chose Mary McLeod Bethune because I see her out in our community with her arts and crafts and working with our children. And I gotta say, that's why I chose that, because she has so much patience with our children. She wanna show them how to make the buttons, how to crochet, how to sew, how to do all of that. And I just wanna say to my honoree, would you please come up? And my honoree for Black History Month is Miss Helen Louise Kennedy. Yeah. And I would just like to read a little bit. Helen, whereas Helen Louise Kennedy was born in New Zion, South Carolina to Mrs. Ozella Burgess, and whereas Miss Kennedy relocated to New Jersey over 40 years ago and is a resident of the 4th Ward. Whereas she is the mother of 4 beautiful children, Daniel, Gregory, Warren Jr., and Vanessa. Whereas Helen Louise Kennedy played women professional football for the New York Phillies in 1972, and I just had the professional football. And whereas her public service had extended from 2000 to the present as an employee of the city of Paterson, spanning the administration of 6 mayors, beginning with late Mayor Marty Barnes, Mayor Joey Torres, Mayor Jeffrey Jones, Mayor Ruby Cotton, Mayor Jane William Warren, and now Mayor Andre Sayed. And from 2000 through the present, she has worked for the betterment of the youth of our city. In the Division of Recreation, as the Arts and Crafts Director, teaching crafts and knitting and crocheting and sewing under the leadership of our Director, Assemblyman Benji E. Wimley. Whereas Ms. Kennedy has volunteered for many city events, including National Night Out, festivals, summer camps, and community events. Whereas she is dedicated to her work and inspired to help everyone she comes in contact with. Therefore, be it resolved by the Municipal Council of the City of Paterson that Helen Louise Kennedy is now recognized as a 2019 Black History Month honoree to receive the Mary Bethune McLeod Award as an inspiration to everyone in our city. And I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, okay. Want to do this? Let's do the picture first. Yeah. Yeah, come on, anybody want to get in with me? Hey, right, she got to say a few words, right?
I just want to say good evening, everyone, and giving honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who is the head of my life. And I wouldn't be here today without him. And I just want to thank my family, my immediate family, my recreation family, my city family, and giving honor to Ruby Cotton, who is my 4th Ward council person, and the council, honorable council here today, and my Mayor Jane Egan and my Mayor Sayer. I just want to say thank each and every one of you for making this day a special occasion that the Lord has already ordained for me. And thank you for participating. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Citations from the Assemblyman's office, okay? Thank you.
Please help me welcome to the podium the Councilman of the 5th Ward, True and Real Leadership, Councilman Luis Velez. Please help me give him a round of applause.
Listen, he made my day today, though. You know, normally I'm a happy camper always. 5:46 in the afternoon yesterday, I received a virus in my computer that really put my mood a little bit down, a little bit sick today. But one thing I gotta say is that we not profit in our own land. And what happened today here with the minister that came and spoke to us, did a powerful word. They had to bring somebody from far away to touch our heart to make a city better. We could listen to this word today. We needed to put in action immediately and put in action for the longest that we are here in this city. Today we honor a person that collectively, I didn't did it by myself. When they tell me I have to choose somebody to honor as we celebrate, I call his director. Director, I have a tough decision to make because you don't want to upset anyone. So the first individual I had to call is his head director. Director, tell me, lead me, who should I point to get honored today? And the first thing that he told me to honor Kiva George. And I say, that's the one I was going to honor, but I want a confirmation. So I know that she's not here today, unavailably absent today, but however, her sister, Emma George and Melinda, are going to receive the honoree on her behalf. I could say a lot of things. Oh. Whoever don't know George, Kiva George, in 31 years working in the city, don't know no one. And me as a councilman and that love DPW workers and love that department, somebody told me one day, well, you don't run DPW instead of being councilman. So I say, well, it'd be good, but I love legislation. So it wasn't him, either her. So the mayor, he did the wrong thing, just shut my mouth out, but I'm the legislative body. He's in my house. He works on the second floor. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Please receive this on behalf of your sister, please. Tell her that we love her. All the employees of the city of Paterson love her, and I know that she will be happy to receive it. Yes. Yeah, want a picture with you. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of my sister, Kiva, and I thank the Lord for me being here for her. Kiva is my baby sister. I remember she was working to a job she hated and come home every day complaining. So I happened to come downtown here and came to City Hall for some reason or other and saw a sign that said help wanted. So I went back home, and I sent her back down here and tell her to fill out the application to hiring. And ever since then, she's been working for here with the city of Paterson. And she started off working here at City Hall with Miss James Williams. And Lula, and Sonia. She talked about them every day. She loved her job. And she's a hard worker, dedicated worker. She goes to work sick no matter what. And she knows everybody. Everybody knows her. Everybody loves her. She's a wonderful woman. And on behalf, I thank you for my sister. Thank you, Rose.
Next to the podium is our own council president, Councilwoman at Large, Councilwoman Maritza Davila.
Thank you, thank you. Congratulations once again to all of the honorees. It hasn't been mentioned, but each one of you is receiving a joint recognition resolution by the state of New Jersey on behalf of the Senate and the General Assembly. So this part of it, our Assemblyman Benji Wimberly came to present them. Unfortunately, he was not able to stay. So I just wanted to make that acknowledgement. So today, I have an honor to knowing the Irving family. And I give thanks to God. It's very funny that the way that I met, not Herman, but first Chris Irving. And it was through his brother, his twin, that I was able to meet Herman Irving. A young man that anyone that knows him, and I want to thank the chief and to everyone that's here on behalf of the fire department, showing support and acknowledging the great individual that you have working for you and working for us. I was blessed then to meet Mama Irving, that's what I call her, and many times I've asked her for prayer. She's out sometimes in Washington, D.C., and once in a while I'll send a message. But today, this is about Herman E. Irving. And this resolution is honoring him with the Arthur Smokestack Hardy Award as part of the City of Paterson's 2019 observance of Black History Month. I want you to come up here, Fireman Irving. I want to read a little bit of, because it's important. Many may know who he is, right, but probably don't know all of the things that he's done and the reason why he is being acknowledged today. As many have said here, there's many employees in the city of Paterson that have been given year after year, and many community leaders. But today I want to read a little bit about who Herman E. Irving is. Whereas the public service of Herman E. Irving III has extended from 2006 through the present day as a firefighter of the city of Paterson, and whereas while serving as a firefighter, he has attended training in urban search and rescue, confined space, EMT, and other areas of fire safety, and currently is assigned to the chief's office, where he conducts public education for fire safety and firefighting recruitment. And whereas he has attended Calvary Baptist Church for preschool, Blessed Sacrament School for elementary school, and Rosa Parks School of Fine and Performing Arts for high school, where he majored in vocal and drama, and he was an all-county athlete for Eastside High School, and continued his education at the William Paterson University, where he majored in kinesiology and education, and played 2 years of varsity football, and whereas he is loved and supported by his family, including his older brother, Vian, deputy for Portsmouth, Virginia County Corrections, his older sister, Farah, who's here today, attorney for the city of Irvington and the law office of Irving and Mendenhall, and his twin brother, Paterson Proud Chris Irving, a former Paterson School Board president and now the superintendent of Teaneck Public Schools, and whereas above all else, Herman E. Irving III is the proud father the proud father of Sanaya Jocelyn Irving, his beautiful 2-year-old daughter, whose energy and ever-growing vocabulary continue to inspire him to be the best daddy he can be for his buttercup. That is what he calls her. And whereas he is also active as an advisor of the Paterson Explorers program, which partners with Paterson Police to help young men and women ages 14 through 18 learn about police, fire, and EMS, and all the while making sure these young men and women maintain at least a B average in school. And whereas he feels it is his duty to volunteer in his community and to make every effort to help those who need it, and that we must reach out to the youth as they live in the world that needs them. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Municipal Council of the City of Paterson that Herman E. Irving III is now recognized as a 2019 Black History Month honoree to receive the Arthur Smokestack Hardy Award as inspiration to the community at large, signed by your council president and all the council members. Congratulations. Let's take a picture real quick.
I grew up with all you guys. Come on, get up in here. Come on.
Yeah,
We'll get used to that.
Cornelius Hill. Yes.
Thank you.
You want me to hold it?
Get him, Herm.
I just want to say thank you, first and foremost. It's an honor for me to accept this award. Thank you to the entire City Council, Mayor, BA, Sonia. I told you I wasn't going to say thank you because your work sometimes goes unnoticed, and I do want to say thank you for all the hard work that you do in the city. To my chief, Chief Brian McDermott, Chief Kevin Hancock, Chief Ryan Murray, Chief Hector Almeida, and my partner in crime in public education and recruiting, Troy Ayers, and my also union president, Kyle Hughes, is here. I want to thank you guys for always supporting me and always having my back. One thing I'm very honored about is I came off the line of firefighting because I have a 2-year-old daughter that needed a lot more support. And Chief McDermott was with overwhelming joy to give me that opportunity to go into the field with Troy Ayers to do public education and recruiting. And for that, from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you very much. Guys, I love this city. I grew up at 369th Avenue when my father passed away when I was 2 years old and from diabetes, and I never really got a good chance to know him. So doing public education and recruiting and reaching out to the young men and women of the city has been something that I've always wanted to do because I know it's hard to grow up without having a role model or a father there. And my goal growing up was to say that I wanted to be a leader in the city. And for me to be able to give back to the young men and women is something that I will never stop doing, and I will continue doing until I get my last breath on this earth. Once again, I want to say thank you to everybody. Mama, I love you. Thank you for everything you did, all the beatings that you gave me that finally started to sink in. Because yes, I gave her a hard time, but for a woman who was by herself to raise 4 children, it was very difficult because I'm understanding how hard it is to raise 1 child as a single parent by myself. So, yes, with that being said, I just once again want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is not the first, I should say last thing for me. You guys will be seeing me in a year or two trying to make a change, trying to make a difference in the city because I'm going to put my hat in the mix to run for school board in the city of Paterson. Thank you very much.
That was good. You got my vote.
Talking about taking advantage of the televised broadcast. So, before we move along, I really want to point out this fantastic program for today. I know that it did not happen to have some of the women on the cover, but it's still a fantastic, phenomenal program. And even, I also want to point out the page that the Paterson Fire Department, so Chief McDermott, I want to give you and all your guys a special thank you. There's a special page that pays homage to the African American community, and I wanted to point out the job that Herman, the entire department has done with recruiting this last summer was phenomenal, so we continue to thank you for that. So, moving right along, I tell you what, Mr. G, whenever you have to deliver a food delivery for a program such as this, you never got to worry about being late, man. You always on time. Without further ado, let me bring our lovely councilwoman at large, the good doctor, the good reverend, Councilwoman at Large, Dr. Lalisa Mims.
Good afternoon, everyone. And so first, let me say congratulations and say that I honor all of our employees in the great city of Paterson. Approximately 2,000 people work in our city, and I believe you all deserve a round of applause. Let's clap our hands for every employee. We can do better than that. And then secondly, to all of our honorees, I celebrate you and I thank you for all of the hard work that you do throughout the city. I've worked with most of you a lot, and I want to thank you. But today, when it came time for me to select someone to honor, I always think about people that get honored all the time. And there's so many unsung heroes, so many diamonds, so many rubies, so many people that sometimes get overlooked, and we never acknowledge them. And so when the opportunity came to pick someone, I thought of this phenomenal woman of God. The person that I'm going to honor with the Rosa Parks Award is none other than Tamika Wiggins. I wish we had some music, because Alicia Keys' song would be so profound that this girl is on fire. She started working for the city of Paterson in 1992. She has worked through 7 mayors, beginning with Congressman Bill Pascrell, the late Mayor Marty Barnes, Mayor Joey Torres, Mayor Jeff Jones, Mayor Ruby Cotton, Mayor Jane E. Williams Warren, and now our Mayor Andre Sayat. She holds a Bachelor's of Science in Human Services from Springfield College, as well as a degree in Office System Technology from Passaic County Community College, my alma mater. And whereas she was first hired by City Clerk, later now we know as Mayor Jane E. Williams Warren in 1992, as a principal clerk stenographer, serving as secretary to Councilwoman Vera Ames Garnes, Councilman Donald Hayden, and the rest of the Municipal Council. And whereas Tamika Wiggins then became assistant to the Director of Public Works, the late Bob Washington, from 2000 to 2003. And whereas from 2003 through the present date, she has worked for the betterment of the youth of the city and the Division of Recreation under the leadership of our director and our assemblyman, Benji Wimberly. Whereas she became the recording secretary for the Paterson Community Health Center Governing Board of Directors under the leadership of Dr. Mary Gartner, CEO, as well as the recording secretary for the Community Charter School of Paterson of the Board of Trustees, whereas Tamika Wiggins also established a business, TDI Secretarial Services, and she is the mother of Daniel and Isaiah Wiggins, as well as the wife of Daniel Wiggins, the daughter of William Bill Ellerby Jr., the stepdaughter of Gail Bailey Ellerby, and the sister of Billy and Terrell Ellerby. She lives her life by the verse in St. John's 4:4. Ye are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Now therefore be it resolved by the Municipal Council of the City of Paterson, today we celebrate and acknowledge this Rosa Parks Award for your resiliency, for your beauty, for your tenacity, and most importantly, for your steadfastness in being a servant of God and serving the great city of Paterson. We acknowledge you, we salute you, and I say to you, you are a Paterson girl that is on fire.
I want to thank God for his goodness and his mercy. Trust me, I couldn't do this without my team. I want to talk about my family members. I got to correct you on one thing, because you didn't say, you called my daughter Daniel. Her name is Danielle. She gave me such a look up here like, you didn't say my name. So I have to correct that. And I want to thank God for being here. I want to thank God for Jane Williams, who hired me. And if anybody know about Jane Williams, it's perfection all day long. You gonna do what you supposed to do. And I thank you, Jane, for showing me, because I came here at the young age of 21, not expecting to be here this long. If you were asking my father, by the second week, I was like, I quit. It's too many bosses here. Jane will have you listen to everybody. You gotta listen to these 9 people up here. You gotta listen to Jane. You gotta listen to Lula. You gotta listen to anybody that was under you. I said, oh no, this ain't gonna work. I can barely listen to one person. How am I listen to 12 people? But I thank God for my perseverance and my determination to want to do what's right. I thank God for my father being here, my family members. I thank God for my cousin Tanya being here, taking off for work, because she takes off for work for nobody. But I thank God for her, and I truly thank God for all the giants that I came upon as I stood up. It took a group of people. You know, it took my pastor, Prophet Sadie Lee Miles from Norwalk, Connecticut, teaching me how to call on the name of Jesus. Dad, it took your mom, Miss Catherine Ellerby. I put that in the reso, but it didn't make the reso. She graduated from high school after raising 10 kids, and she did an article in the Herald News saying it's never too late to learn. And I never forgot that as a little child, because she was able to do what she had to do. And I never forget my late mother, D'Alva Marshall Ellerby. She told me, and she left a little letter for me, and I just got it maybe like a couple of months ago or to a year, that to always be a lady. If you want respect, you got to respect yourself. And truly, it came at the right time, but I'm glad that she instilled that in me, and she wanted me to be a lady. I thank God for everything that he has done for me. I can't believe I'm kind of nervous up here. But I just thank God for all the things he has done for me, and it truly takes a village to build greatness.
Nervous. Okay, moving right along. The award recognition was definitely fitting. You know, Tamika's not sitting in the back of the bus. Rosa Parks Award is appropriate. But moving right along, please, with a warm round of applause, help me bring to the podium our Councilman at Large, Mr. Flavio Rivera.
Good afternoon, everyone. It has been a privilege to be part of this celebration. I am very excited. This has been a very fun time for me. But I do have to make a recommendation for the next time we do this. I don't know who's responsible for the seating arrangements, but we had the 3 shortest council people sit in the back. So for those of you that don't see me in a lot of the pictures, I was here. Just want to make sure. All right? So on a serious note, as a councilman, a lot of times you tend to point out many times when certain employees are not doing their job because, again, we're the voice of the people. And in the process of relaying that information, sometimes we have to do so. But today, I am glad that it's the other way around. I get to actually acknowledge someone's contributions to this city when it comes to their employment. Differently than many of my colleagues here, I actually worked with my next honoree, which is Crystal Klein. Yeah, for those of you who work in the city, you better clap. If not, she's not processing your payments. So let me read this fast as, I'm the last speaker here. Crystal Klein was born in Paterson, New Jersey on June 30, 1967, and was the youngest of 3 siblings. She's the daughter of Evelyn Klein, who provided the city of Paterson the health department 33 years of service, and is cousin to former Councilman William Bill Klein and Detective Howard Klein. So as you can see, she has a long history of public servants in her family. I'm going to get off from reading this, Crystal, because I remember you working here. You've been here for 29 years now, right? This is coming from the heart. Forget whatever I wrote here, right? You work here for 29 years so far. But I remember you always having a part-time in the library, which now you have 20 years there. Something I remember of Crystal, though, she would never complain about going to her second job. Because I know, Crystal, based on what I read here, I know you did this because of your daughter, right? And you take pride. We might often, during the council meetings, address many issues about our finances and everything, but in reality, a lot of our, employees here are underpaid. Something I admire from Crystal, though, in those 3.5 years that I worked with you, Crystal, I noticed how you perform your job and how you always make sure you were the same Crystal every day. That's what's key. Sometimes you work with people and you don't know what to get from them. Yeah. Crystal's about doing her job to perfection, and those who pay bills here in the city of Paterson know that if your paperwork is not in order, she will not process your payment. Crystal, this is your day. It's not my day. You please grab the mic. Thank you. Congratulations. Yes, I get to be in the front for this one. Oh, you have a presentation with us?
Wait, why don't you move over that way so you can see her? There you go. Lower it. There you go.
Now the short guy's in the front.
presentation?
Hi, everybody. So on behalf of all of us that have worked with Crystal many, many years, 30, 29, 25 years, we know how hard she's worked to maintain her daughter. She's been a single mom. She's been an excellent example to her family, and we love you. Oh, thank you.
I would like to say thank you, Mayor, council members, and thank you, Mom. She's here.
All right.
She's always been there for me. She's always led me in the right direction. I love you, Mom. And I want to give a special thank you to Councilman Rivera for honoring me today. I love you. Thank you.
Bring it home, MJ. Bring it home. Let's go.
It's a testament when your coworkers find the time to come and acknowledge you as well. And it just speaks to the great work that she does, so I take my hat off to that. Before we wrap it up, I'm getting sick and tired of this. Madam Clerk, Miss Barbie, I'm getting blamed for everything. The cover, I'm the chair, and I did order booster seats for the councilman sitting in the back row. Okay. I apologize, Councilman. I'll take the blame for that, too. He's been on my shoulder all night. I'm sorry, Council President. I didn't want to go there. So in closing, the last honoree happens to be my honoree. And as well as spending a great number of years employed by the city, she's had the challenge of having a long time friendship with myself. So, as we watch some of those of our people become or grab chairs of authority or power, we often have to have people around us to keep us grounded. And trust me, you don't need anybody else to keep you grounded. She doesn't call me councilman. She doesn't call me much. She calls me sucker. What you need, sucker? But to be tasked with a job that we are tasked with today is difficult because there's so many people, even within her own office. There's so many women in that office and men in that office that are performing please, let's give all of them a round of applause. She does phenomenal work, but I'm going to go on the record. I only chose her because if I didn't, she'd be beating me up later on tonight. But listen, I'm going to keep it very brief. And please help me give a warm welcome to my honoree, Ms. Janine Gatson. Whereas Janine Gatson was born in New York City and moved into Paterson at a young age of 10 years old and been driving us crazy ever since. Whereas Janine Jordan Gatson, which we call affectionately JJG, attended Paterson Catholic High School. We won't hold her accountable for that. And obtained her bachelor's degree from Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, whereas Janine Gatson has started her career with the city of Paterson 22 years ago as a cashier for the tax collector's office, then became senior clerk and is now assistant tax collector. Whereas Janine Gatson is an active member of St. Luke's Baptist Church, where she serves on the women's ministry and mentors young girls. I will attest to that. And Janine Gatson is an avid reader with her favorite quote from Maya Angelou: "Be present in all things and thankful for all things." Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Municipal Council of the City of Paterson that Janine Gatson is now recognized as a 2019 Black History Month honoree to receive the Shirley Chisholm Award, and it could not, I don't know, who picked, it was the perfect award, because she is perfect fit for her, because she's on fire. So please help me give a great honor to my friend, my colleague, Jimmy Jackson. Thank you, baby.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to cry. Okay. First, I want to give honor to God, who is the head of my life. And the wind beneath my wings, my mother and my grandmother. My mother couldn't be here. She's battling cancer, and she's having treatment today. But God is good, and she's doing very well. I'd like to thank the mayor, the council people, my friend, Councilman Jackson. I would like to say a special thank you to someone who saw in me what other people didn't, Mayor Warren. Because of her, I'm in the position that I'm in now. And you have no idea how much I thank you. It means so much to me. I just like to thank everybody. I know I was laughing at Christopher crying, and now I'm up here crying. But I'd like to thank the people in my office who are phenomenal, contrary to what sometimes people hear at the tax office. They are phenomenal people, and they work hard. Even when they're not getting paid, they work hard. But I would just like to thank everybody, and I feel so honored. My mother always told me, people do not have to be nice to you. And when they are nice to you, you should be grateful for it, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you.